Hey everyone, welcome to our Deity of the Week on Thursdays. It might be occasionally about other topics or like stones, herbs, and such, but mostly it'll be about deities, at least for a while. And tonight, we're going to be speaking about the great god Pan. I remember when I first got this statue, I was in arts and crafts, and I just couldn't quit actually doing this, walking around with it, just running my fingers on his horns, filling the indentations, trying to talk myself out of it the whole time, knowing that I was going to get this statue. In fact, I believe it was the same night. Yeah, it was. It was the same night that Jason Mankey did his talk on Horn God, actually, out there. So yeah, he's got his malachite. I used to wear it and put it on him when I was asleep, but kind of tragically for me, at least I felt very tragic at that moment, one of my cats knocked him down and broke his arm. And when my daughter's boyfriend glued him for me, because I was pretty upset, he glued the necklace in, the arm is such where it doesn't come off. So he's got this necklace for all time. I'd like to see him closer. Okay. He's got his syrinx or his pan pipes, which he's often depicted with. His appearance is that of a satyr, obviously, with the horns. Sometimes they're more goat-like, sometimes they're more curved or ram-like. His goat legs and his hooves. He's going to chill with us while we talk about him. Okay. So, he's the Lord of Arcadia and protector of its sanctuaries. One of the oldest of the Greek gods. He's God of the wild, the shepherds, and the flocks, and of the mountain wilds. To me, he's still the personification of the spirit of nature. He's associated with rustic music, and as I mentioned, he's often pictured or depicted with his panpipes. He's sometimes called the God who is heard and not seen, because that's often a lot of our first encounters with him. We hear him beckon us with his pipes, but we don't always see him at that point in time. So I know that's the description of my first encounter. It was while I was on a walk in the woods. I heard the pipes playing in a seemingly empty field next to the area I was hiking through. Looked and saw no one at all, but they were playing. It was so lovely and surreal. For whatever reason, I didn't fully answer the call and have been trying to reconnect with him recently. So I have a few projects I'm working on with him in that regard, and we'll see how it turns out. So his worship, as I said, he's Lord of Arcadia. His worship began in Arcadia, which remained the principal place of worship for him. It's the home of the first Greeks, or at least that's what they believed. He was usually worshipped in caves and grottos. Rustic areas far from city life. So his worship was centered in nature. And I say that's where we still find him. And archaeologically speaking, caves were homes of some of our first of our species. So to me, I think that puts you in contact with your truth, your primal origins, or your true nature. It's sometimes mentioned that his appearance made others flee or said he's unattractive. Me, I'm honestly not sure why. He's always been beautiful to me, so maybe not in a Mr. D or Apollo way beautiful, kind of a feral beauty, but he's beautiful just the same. Hi, Krista. He's a wild, primal, unrestricted force of nature. The irrepressible life force or essence of such. You know, he persists and continue to exist for those who know how to find him. The great god Pan was never dead. His dual being of both divine and animal or feral shows his balance between disorder and harmony, and the primal and the civilized. He embodies the primal nature of animal, but also the spiritual nature of humanity. It's said he can induce panic in the hearts of others. Panic, the wild fear that reduces us to our flight or fight, our fight or flight response. His angry shout or roar can inspire this panic, and he would drive panic into armies walking through his woods. Sometimes they'd be so panicked that they'd fight and kill each other. It's said to be he said to favor the Athenians. So at the Battle of Marathon, he inspired panic into the hearts of the Persians, allowing the Athenians, to basically win the battle or gain the upper hand, and traded that deed or act for their worship. So he's also said to be pretty ornery if you wake him up from his midday nap as well. Hi, Megan. So I myself, I know this has been mentioned elsewhere, but it resonates with me. Mr. Mankey again mentioned panic sex. I would very much subscribe this to Pan. When lust connects your frenzied brains, and it's all about devouring each other. Those were some of my best moments, sexually speaking, anyway. Some of my best encounters. So it brings you in communion with Pan, because this pleases him. These acts please him and honor him, or at least they're kind of a offering from me when I have these moments. So basically it's in communion with Pan and in lustful communion with your lover. But I'm sure the hotel staff probably didn't like their bathroom afterwards. They were probably like, what the heck went on in here? So his music could put inspiration into your heart or inspire lust or that aforementioned panic. The ritual or lustful dancing was a way to, you could dance in wild abandon, which is also a sort of freedom or gift that he gives you. And it also brings you closer to him. So I feel that while he may be connected or associated with lust, he's also, to the Greeks, associated with loss and heartbreak. He's had a lot of lovers. He's never had, I guess, a partner. There's that emptiness they feel there. So he possessed prophetic powers and was said to have instructed Apollo. There was a oracle in the Mount Parthenius temple in Arcadia. So I know myself I've connected with him for divination, and I'm going to start doing, I do a lot of my oracle work with Hecate, but I'm going to start doing some with him as well. I've done some with Apollo, but I'm going to start doing some of my oracle work with Pan and see how that turns out as well. So some of those weekly card readings that I do have been given to me by him for you, at least in part. So, as I said before, Pan liked his naps, his daily naps, and it said that he can visit you in your sleep or dreams. One of the best, I think, meditation as well. One of the best visions I had was meeting him, sinking into the earth, below the earth, but in the earth, and meeting him. Just, see, I'm kind of at a loss for words. Just how old, how primal, how established, how so very thoughtful and loving he is. And how connected. You know, the roots of the trees ran down through the earth. And while they weren't physically connected to them, he's got a true deep-based connection in the earth. So yeah, if you listen to him, he'll tell you what he likes, what pleases him. You know, maybe if you have actions you're doing that please him, he'll tell you about that. Maybe he'll speak of some of his mysteries. I'd say how to grow closer to Pan. Me, myself, I like to find those panicky areas in the woods, maybe, or perhaps a cemetery, and try to commune with him there. They say the best times to connect with him is twilight or on nighttime. He loves wine, of course, and I find that cider's appreciated. I find one of the, yeah, so he wants, so regardless of how you feel or how you connect with Pan, he wants us to delve to our, he wants us to go to our heights and, yeah, he wants us to live to our heights of our true nature, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. He wants us to experience it to the uppermost level, uppermost soul level. He wants you to connect. He wants you to love. He wants you to laugh. He wants you to laugh. Said Pan's laugh pleases all the gods. He wants you to laugh. He wants you to fuck. He wants you to live. So that is my little chat about Pan. I don't see anybody asking any questions about him or, you know, anything associated with him. I'll give you a second if you got something. All right. Well, thanks for attending. Our tea talk is next Wednesday. It's the 21st. And it is about about deity, basically. About the divine essence, you know, the deity within us, the divinity, you know, the divinity within us that we share. Maybe what divinity or deities you worship or practice with, that kind of thing. If you want, bring your statuary. You can show everybody. We can have a little show and tell. and maybe speak a little bit about our practices. After that, we are going to go by our spot in the river, by the river side, and have a social and drum circle for a while. I hope to see you all there.